Here we go then. Good evening. Welcome to the International Racing Series. It's round 13 of 16. I can't believe this season's gone so quick. And we're in Singapore, 31 laps, and it's all to play for. We've got 15 minutes until kick-off, let's just say, until lights out. Evening JTK, evening Michelle, evening everyone. It's nice to have you here. Hope everybody's okay. Apologies for my absence last week. Couldn't be helped, but I am back again. So, a big night tonight. It's a pivotal moment in this championship, as we do have the main man himself, JTK, in the lead at the minute. He's 12 points in front of Connor. Tom still in third position. He's got a good chance still. And we've got Husky and Leg Schrader both on over 100 points. So they'll be looking to try and pull back some points tonight and keep themselves in with a chance of the Drivers' Championship. And the Constructors, well, the Sauber's 9 points in front of the Red Bulls. The Ferrari's up to third. McLaren's down to fourth, and Aston Martin's down to fifth. There's only 59 points between first and sixth in the championship, so massive last four races for all these guys. Let's just get everything sorted, ready. Yeah, so Singapore, you know what it's like. So it's a very tight circuit, not the easiest to overtake on, so strategy will be massively important tonight. Also, tyre management is going to be a big thing. Possibilities of rain, of course. I think if it does rain, it will rain heavily because it's Singapore. Not normally a light shower here. It's normally a big one. Connor is in the lobby. Good to see. He needs to pull some points back here in the championship. Looking to regain that lost title of his. He has been probably the most dominant driver in the 4 seasons I think it is that I've been commentating. That's for sure. But JTK has been absolutely phenomenal, and he's always quick. Check this guy out. He's got a yellow name and a trophy next to it. You see the lobby just filling up right now. I don't know if I'll be able to accept that. Oh, I will. There we go. Hopefully no issues with connection tonight. Especially, last time I was here, a couple of weeks ago, of course, JTK had that fantastic run, and unfortunately got disconnected near the end of the race. Ruined his evening, really. Interesting to see who's going to take the win tonight. I think there's quite a few that could do it, definitely, in the lobby. I think if Mike can put a good race together, he's certainly capable of it. Connor, of course, capable of winning any race. Liam's very capable too. We've got Seth in the Aston Martin. This is just so far. Husky in the Ferrari. having another really solid season. And then we've got, we'll say Crab in the Mercedes, Invade in the RB, and Tom, of course, looking to win tonight if he can in that Sauber, not just for the Drivers' Championship, but also for the Constructors too. See 8 in the lobby already. I think we've got a total of 16, and we've still got 10 minutes until race start. Well, not race start, qualifying start. So plenty of time. I will say, don't forget, if you enjoy these streams, if you enjoy the live races, then you can always subscribe to the channel here on Twitch. That will always be greatly appreciated. Not just by myself, but I think everybody in the league appreciates. You know, we see people watching the streams. It gives us a bit of a boost, you know, especially the drivers. There's the main man himself, the current championship leader. JTK is in. He's in the lobby, he's in his car, he's ready to go. Yes, he's here. It's going to be a big night, a big battle between Connor and JTK, I imagine. Elmo is in the Haas. Nice to see you in as always, Elmo. So the lobby filling up nicely tonight. Hi, Michelle. Michelle, big Elmo fan. Well, I think we're all fans of Elmo in the old Haas. Hopefully get a few more of the JTK fan club in tonight as well. He's got quite a big following, JTK. One of the most popular drivers, not just the champion. He's probably the people's champion in this league. He is literally the Rock. Connor's. If JTK's the Rock, then Connor is Vince McMahon. Everybody, he's the guy that everyone loves to hate. No, I'm just kidding. I love Connor. He's sound. Top young lad. And Mintoki's in the Red Bull. Nice to see. She is the probably the best female driver I've seen on the game, and she's a lot better than a lot of the male drivers. Let's just put it that way. She's I don't know what she's like here at Singapore, but if her form's anything to go by, she will be definitely looking for at least a podium. Who's the girl? Mintoki is the girl, and she is very, very fast. And I don't, and as I say, I don't mean very fast for a girl. I mean she is just rapid. You'll see. Hopefully, um, I haven't cursed her. You know, the old commentators curse there on her. But yeah, every time I've seen her race, she is like, she's up there. She'll be looking at trying to get at least top three tonight, which, given the other drivers, is very difficult to do. But he could definitely do it. The Donster's in. Here's Leg Schrader. No JTK tonight. Not JTK. Sorry. No. So Hank Schrader's here. His teammate, his regular teammate's not here tonight, I don't think. I wonder. Yeah. Well, Jessek's in the Haas. Yeah, look at this. Lobby filling very nicely. Connor impatient as always, first to ready up. We have quite a big Dutch representation in this league, and I like that. There's very much a Dutch-English rivalry here, and we've got our own little Max Verstappen versus Lando Norris battle. But I'm sure Connor won't appreciate being called Lando, as he actually hates Lando Norris. Go Holland! Yeah, on the game. Yeah. I don't mind the Dutch winning on the game. Obviously, I want Lando to win in real life. You can tell by my accent, I'm English myself. Pour myself a drink ready for the evening. Qualifying is always always a bit dodgy, just because you need to find the space to get your lap in. There's not really room for you to pass other drivers. We saw in real life, didn't we? Here in Q3, Carlos Sainz crashing, wiping Max Verstappen's time because the flags were out just before he crossed the start-finish line. We don't want that happening tonight, obviously. But I think it's indicative of the track and how there can be a lot of incidents. It's Elmo's birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday to Elmo for tomorrow. I hope tonight brings him luck, because tomorrow will be it'll be a nice early birthday present for tomorrow. That would be very good for him. Another trip around the sun for Elmo then, another journey around our around our sun, yeah. Elmo's definitely capable of being up there and having a good race, and I think that's the thing for those that don't know about this league. I think there's a lot of drivers. We talk a lot about JTK and Connor, who do win a lot of races, and it shows they're number one and number two in the championship. But there are a lot of drivers here capable of winning at any race at any time, and that's great to see. I think we're just waiting on one more, and then we will we will be ready to go. Of course, we've still got a couple of minutes until official start time. There we go then, into qualifying. Do you think JTK wins tonight then? Hard to back against him, isn't it? Although at Singapore it is very difficult. Just because at any point, you know, you could be even through no fault of you or anyone else. You know, it just takes a little error, mistake, and your race can be over here. You see the weather not looking too bad. Session starts in 30 seconds. At least it's not raining. Well, we're going to start now, are we? Hopefully this is not an error and everybody is actually in. Oh yes, here we go, we're in. So, we have qualifying starting 18 minutes, of course, as always. Oh, not that one, that one. And we shall see who's going to be out first. Of course, high downforce setups here at Singapore. JTK in the pit box nearest to us. There's a McLaren coming out, and that is Connor straight away. And that Williams is going to get out just in front of him, and that's Mike. Let's see if these two have a race on their outlap. We've seen these two in incidents before. I think it was at Saudi Arabia a couple of seasons ago in qualifying as well. So here we go, look, side by side. As Connor is in front, we'll stay with Connor. Hopefully no silly business during qualifying. Oh, and there you go. Already. A little bit of an incident there. Mike has dropped back. So I suspect you'll see a few safe times coming in first. And then as qualifying goes on, you'll see people going a little bit closer to the wall, trying to use all the track possible. Sector 3 made easier by the fact that part of it has been taken out, so there's been a left-hander, two right-handers and another left-hander being taken out. But here comes Connor anyway, over the start-finish line. Not the longest of straights. Down to turn 1 and 2, the chicane, and then into the left-hand hairpin. Looking very smooth as always. Traffic in front that needs to move, and there's an invalidation already from Connor. So let's straight away go to Mike. So through the right-hander. Little bit of respite here. You've got a long straight. Got to get this right though. Using all the track there, Mike. Maybe a little bit too much. Trying to keep the car under control. As you see, going all the way across the track to position himself for the next corner. Always important. Probably the most difficult corner on the circuit there, the bridge. You need a good exit. Which it looks like he has got. Plenty of DRS zones around here, but not really any that are too long to help you overtake. And there we go. First lap of the day is a 1:27.2 from Mike. Looks like Connor's going to have another go, so we'll get back on board and hopefully have a better go of it than he did the last lap. Leg Traders put a 1:27.2, 1:26.9s from both Tom and Seth. Tom marginally quicker, so that's a good lap. A 1:26.6 from Husky there, from Ben Huskins. That's quite a gap to the rest already. Let's just put a time in there. No, I think that's everybody so far. You see Connor this time not invalidating. Might have just been trying to burn off some fuel last time round. We'll see. Again, decent exit out of the left-hander over the bridge, and spectacular views here at Singapore too. Oh, almost lost it there. Mintoki with a 1:26.5. As you can see, he's putting a really good lap. A 1:26.6 for Connor. Not too bad, first lap out. Let's get to JTK, currently in sector 2, crossing the bridge, about to take the left-hander. Everyone, of course, on soft tyres. We've got Elmo with a 1:28.7. We've got a lot of times coming. 1:27.0 for Jesek. Blue Goggy with a 1:26.9. Very nice time. This is the time we're all looking at though. This is going to be a big one. It's a 1:26.405. It's exactly a tenth of a second quicker than his teammate there. JTK provisionally on pole as the Donster comes back into the pits. Both Mercedes back in the pits. Here comes Invade. Has put in a 1:27.3. That's good enough for 12th position at the moment. So lots of good laps in so far. I think Blue Goggy is going to come into the pits. I think just about everyone is looking to come into the pits now. So we'll be looking for probably the Mercedes will be out quickest, just because they didn't put a lap in. Maybe just testing setups and that sort of thing. Elmo on what seems to be a quick lap now. Hopefully not too distracted by their birthday tomorrow. Oh, and hopefully that was a bit of lag and not a big bounce off of the wall. we go. Not getting too close to the wall there. Going to lose time. Almost a second up already though on the previous time. So going faster is what is important. So yeah, going faster than the last lap. Needs to let's have a good sector 3. That's a 127.7. That's looking a lot better. So obviously going to come in and do another fast lap, and we'll probably risk, as you saw in some of those corners, didn't go very close to the wall or anything. So let's see what else is Jessek on the lap. No, she's just out laps at the minute. Let's go on board with Husky. He's only just come out. I don't know who's further forward. I think Leg Schrader actually. There we go. Yeah, I think you'll see Elmo go a lot closer to the walls on their next fast lap. Just playing it safe, getting a good time. In Singapore, you don't want to overly risk it straight away and then end up not even putting in a time in qualifying. It's very, very difficult like that. So here we go. Leg Schrader. Looking to improve on his time. Doesn't take a lot. I mean, 3/10 will put him right up there into 5th position. So yeah, just not a lot needed. Very, very wide there on the right-hander. Not the line that I would take through there. I'm not saying it's a bad line. Oh, touching walls here, all over the place. Yeah, and that's an invalidation. Got time, loads of time to get back in though. Let's go back up to Husky then. He's currently on his fast lap on a 126.6, which was a very, very quick lap. Just 2/10 off the lead. Almost 3/10 if you want to get technical about it, but he's probably got more in him. That's a purple sector 1, which indicates that that is the fastest first sector that we've seen all night. Of course, we've only been here 10 minutes, but yeah. Ooh, a little adjustment there. It's going to cost a little bit of time. Again, not getting too close to the wall. Obviously a bit closer than Elmo to the wall, but yeah, just up on his time. Not by a lot. Needs a good sector 3. Doesn't need a lot to get into 3rd position. Very doable. There we go, and that is a 126.292. That is provisional pole. That is an excellent time there from Husky, and not surprising. He is very, very quick. I think that sector 3 was immense. That was phenomenal. Already got time to get back in and out again if he really wants to. Here comes Connor then with a 26.22. Now in provisional pole. Back down to JTK then. 2/10 up already in sector 1. That is a massive. That's super quick. The Ferrari just getting out of his way. That's probably Husky. Not trying to get in anybody's way and spoil anyone's race, or qualifying at least. JTK looking really, really quick. Connor's put in a very fast time, and I mean, that's a bit naughty from the Ferrari. Should probably Although, yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult halfway down the straight. You know, what you're going to do. Do you go to the left, you stay in the middle, do you stay on the right? It's tough because it's where you cross over to the other side if you're doing a fast lap. So, yeah, not the easiest. So 125.8, that is very quick. That's extremely fast from JTK. So pressure back on onto Connor. As we see Tom. I don't know if Tom's on a fast lap here. I think he's gonna. Is he gonna? Yeah, he's coming into the pits. So a lot of time's been put in with the Dunster putting a cheeky 127.1 there. Didn't notice that at the time. Mike's coming into the pits. Everyone's just getting ready for their final run. As you can see, we've got Elmo out, who's up on his time again. So gonna go quicker if you can keep this up. Because Singapore might not be one of his favourite tracks. I know a lot of people. It's how can I put it? It's very. Oh, and that's a big hit there for Elmo. That is not nice. That's you've got time to get out in and out again. Let's try and invite Mintoki, shall we? I don't know if I've got her added or not. Just sorting out a couple of connection issues for a couple of people there. And here comes Connor on the outlap then. Got to go quicker than JTK. Not going to be easy. He's going to need well over 0.3 of a second. Just while he's on his outlap. Right, here we go. Fast lap. Got to be a good one. And he's invalidated early. Now, does he have the fuel to go again? If he doesn't, that could be a big mistake there. JTK's finished for the session. Going to try and get Mintoki back in for us. He's had a bit of a connection issue. This is RSF1 Invade. Currently on a 127.3, looking to improve. Won't take that much of an improvement in time for a big jump, and already over a 10th up. So looking pretty good. See what the difference is through two sectors. Again, not overly close to the wall, but close enough. Yeah, nearly 3/10 up now. Carry this into sector 3. This is going to be a very good lap. Maybe a big improvement in time. So a little bit of traffic just getting out of his way. That's nice to see. In a difficult position on the track too. That's a 1:26.9. It's but an invalidation at the end. Oh, that's so unlucky. So qualifying is over. We've got 3 minutes to get round. Put a time in, so we'll be seeing a lot of changes, I imagine. As Husky puts in a 1:25.8, very, very close, just 400ths quicker there than JTK, but so far that's going to be enough for pole position. That's a big, big, big time from Husky. Here we go, here comes Connor, and it's a 1:25.6. Connor puts it on the start, on the front row in pole position. Tom's invalidated. Liam's still going, but looks like he's quite far behind his previous time. See, the Invader's invalidated. So the only one, and it's Oak Crab is invalidated too. So that's going to be the grid for the race. And Connor really pulled it out there after, especially after invalidating so late on. Such a cool head. And there we go. There's qualifying. So it's going to be Connor and Ben on the front row. Ben with that great time, but not quite enough. JTK, Blue Goggy, 3rd and 4th. Mintoki 5th, 6th. Jessek 7th. Liam in 8th. Mike 9th. Tom 10th. Then we've got the Donster, followed by Leg Schrader, Invade, Elmo, and unfortunately not able to put a time in there is our main man, Crab. And as I said, if it's going to rain at Singapore, it's going to absolutely tip it down, and it is. This is going to make for an interesting race, or more interesting. So strategy is hugely important, but at Singapore anyway. But with the weather as it is, that's even more important now that everyone gets their pit stop right. I imagine it's going to be full wets. We do have a formation lap. Let's check the tyres. Yeah, full wets. As you can see, huge amounts of spray. And this is potentially very dangerous. We could see a few incidents here. Makes overtaking difficult too. And drivers are going to have to be extra careful not to ruin theirs or anyone else's race. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to dry up, but This game does have a habit of drying the track up really quickly, so we don't know what's going to happen towards the end either. As I mentioned, strategy is going to be hugely important tonight. I think you'll see some people struggle just to get round here. Very difficult. Look at that. Everybody just taking as much time. See possible race strategies, wets to wets. Yeah, thanks for that. That's a big help game. Really good qualifying for the McLarens though, and for the Red Bulls in terms of the constructors. Ferrari's had a decent qualifying. Only one Sauber tonight, and he's in 10th, Tom. So probably not the greatest for the Saubers, but just make for a good constructors with three races to go after tonight. 4 including tonight. Let's see where Connor pulls up. Yeah, he manages to get it. Oh, and that's Husky's really on the limits of his grid box there. Perfect from JTK as per usual. As everybody just gets round now, it's going to be Elmo coming around last, I believe. I think Jessic said that he's not going to be able to race because of connection issues. Every time he goes in the pits, he gets disconnected, so that's not ideal, of course. Here we go. Lights are out and we're underway. And that's a good start from Husky. Connor just managing to hold on to first position. JTK's gone through into second already. Husky's just about, leaving enough room. Got to be careful not to let Blue Gocky through though. You see Seth with a really good start. Unlucky tonight, Jess. Yeah. I don't know what we could do, with the connection with you in the pits. Because you've got to pit in at some time. So it makes it quite impossible for you to race tonight. Hopefully we get a good one. Regardless. As you can see them sliding around the corners here. As JTK and Connor have pulled away a little bit here already. Husky had... can you see these guys? They're just sliding all over the place. Get on board with JTK. You can see how close he is to Connor. In these conditions, that's quite dangerous. But both of these are very good drivers. You can see a lot of spray as well coming off the back of Connor's car. And for a long one tonight, if it stays wet all the way through. Nobody's managed to pull out a second, not that it matters. No DRS, obviously, in these conditions. This is JTK. Is he going to sling it down inside? He's looking. No, he's just backed off. Doesn't want to take too much of a risk. Well, that's allowed Husky just to get back into this. Right on the back of JTK now. This is very close. Leg Schrader going through on Liam Doherty a bit further down. You see all the spray. And there's Leg Schrader, and they're going to have to move that standing water to the other side of the track, off of the racing line, just so they can maybe get onto the intermediates at some point. But as you can see, the rain still looks fairly heavy. So let's get down quickly. Liam, really close behind Invade here. And the Dunster behind. As I mentioned, overtaking in these conditions, like this track, a premium. You can see puddles of water all across the racetrack. As I mentioned, they've got to move that water off of the racing line. Ooh, that's It's almost into the wall there, and we've got caution in sector 2. And Toki getting overtaken by Tom, who's had a phenomenal start, by the way, in the Sauber, looking very good. Up to 6th position. Hello again. Yes, welcome back. Had a good start. JTK's had a good start up into 2nd position. The top 5 are pulling away now. Tom being held up slightly. As you can see, JTK with the fastest lap of the race, and it looks like he's gone through. Yes, he has gone through. I kind of couldn't see for the spray there, but JTK has taken the lead. We've got caution in sector 3. It's a Mercedes. That's Crab in the Mercedes. We've got a virtual safety car. I think Crab's still going. I don't think it'll be a full safety car. Just slow them down a little bit for a couple of corners. Yep, Crab's still going, so all good. No need for a full safety car. You can see where the gap is. There's 2 at the minute, so between Seth and Tom, and then between Invade and Liam. We're quite far down in that Ferrari. I was expecting maybe a little bit. And Leg Schrader ignoring the yellow flag there, and gets a 10-second penalty. The Aston Martin driver is not going to be happy with that at all. That's poor decision making there. Not something we're used to seeing from Leg Schrader. It's a better view of all the spray off of the cars there. You can see loads of water still on the track, and it's raining extremely heavily. We keep switching to onboard just to see if the rain does stop a little bit. No, Mike is on his own tonight in the Williams, so no teammate. Oh, Tom with a drive through there for speeding under the safety car, which has just finished. It's a good restart from Ben. You can see really difficult conditions. Because the camera is actually behind the driver, you won't see as much spray on board. But I can tell you there will be very little visibility. And yeah, it's Tom taking the drive-through. It's very unfortunate. Going to drop down quite possibly to 13th or 14th here. Ben is in a bit of a McLaren sandwich here. Connor's dropped back to over a second behind JTK. So JTK setting a good pace now. Just pushing a little bit, just to probably to see what Connor's got in him in terms of pace. But that is Crab out of the session, and that will mean a full safety car this early into the race. Don't think that's going to make a massive difference. You know, people won't be. I think it's too early to be changing tyres, and it doesn't look like the conditions are good enough to change to intermediates. I think as we look at Leg Schrader, I think this is the one person that should probably pit in here. Gonna drop down to at least 13th, maybe probably 14th. It'll be right at the back, but we'll get rid of that 10-second penalty and be able to start again with a clean slate. What are my expectations for tonight? Well, I expect at some point people to crash into each other. This track and these conditions are not great for close racing. Makes it very difficult. I think, just seeing what I've seen so far this race, that JTK is the favourite. But as Leg Schrader stays out, okay, but you never know. You can't count the likes of Connor and Husky and Goggy out of any race, so we'll have to see. I think the top three as it is now, JTK, Connor and Husky, is probably the top three you would expect. It's no disrespect to any of the drivers. Oh, Tom there with another drive-through for speeding. And he can't take it now because he's under the safety car. Yeah, Tom's called it a night there. That's 2 drive-through penalties for speed under the safety car. Had a fantastic start to the race too, from 10th position up to 6th, and yeah, a disappointing end to the night. Leg Schrader and Mike racing again under the safety car. They need to be careful, those pair. I'm going to get a penalty, another 10 seconds. And it's not necessary either. You've got 10 car lengths to use. As you can see there. Oh, and that's Connor in a wall. Not DNF'd, but in a wall. Down to 9th position. Probably got a lot of damage. Well, that's going to make a massive difference to this race now. Can we see the... Yeah, damage on the front left end plate. He's going to have to pit in for a new wing, that's for sure. And that's a massive moment, not just in this race, but I think in the championship. I think that could be a big difference maker. Kind of basically ignoring the safety car there just to get into the pits, which I've seen done plenty of times. It's nothing illegal or anything. We see that happen. You can get caught doing it though, as in like the game will punish you. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So Connor in the pits, another set of full wet tyres, changing that front wing. Going to be right at the back now. We'll have time to catch up. But that was, as I say, a huge incident, not just for the race but for the season. Connor trying to chase down JTK. Basically for the championship, and now finds himself outside of the point scoring positions with JT came first. That's 25 points plus the fast lap. If JTK should get it, that could be disastrous. I didn't quite see, I mean, we saw the angle, right, but I didn't quite see if, did he just oversteer too much, warming the tyres, or did he actually hit the back of somebody, or get hit in the back? Was there contact there? I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see after the race, of course. I think there'll be if anything did happen, there'll be a steward's inquiry into it. But again, all happened very quick. But the safety car in this lap, Connor's just about going to be able to, yeah, he's going to be able to catch up to the back of the pack at least. I expect Connor to be super aggressive on the restart, trying to make as many positions as possible, which is, as I mentioned, very difficult in normal conditions. With these conditions, it's that much more difficult to do. Looks like the rain is, I mean, from that angle it doesn't, but from this angle it looks like the rain's slowed a little bit, but still a lot of spray, definitely still full wets, and JTK's absolutely gone. He sent that flying, and he's already 8 tenths in front. That was a fantastic restart. Let's get down to Connor, who's already made 2 positions up there, gone through on Elmo and on Liam. We'll stay on board with Connor for a little bit here. We're very early in the race. We can do that. It's going to be quite easy to get through on Jesek, who's here watching the stream, not actually racing tonight, unfortunately. As I mentioned before, a few connection issues during pit stops, which is basically makes it unplayable. But then he's got to get through like the Donster and Invade, and then Mike, who's gone to Leg Schrader now. Oh, and let's Leg Schrader in the wall. Still going. Just about. That's probably Leg Schrader's race. Oh, look at that. Oh, absolutely sending it there. Oh, struggling. Probably got some damage. It's not been a great evening for Leg Schrader and the Aston Martin team. Although Seth up in 4th position is doing really well. So there you see the ghosted car of Jesek is going to be overtaken by Connor at some point soon. There we go. And so now it's going to be the Donster next on Connor's hit list. As JTK puts in the fastest time of the evening, of the race, should I say, which indicates to me that the track is getting better, it's getting quicker. We've got Leg Schrader in the pits, so retired from session with that 10-second penalty and the damage. It's going to be Leg Schrader's race over. So, as I mentioned, Singapore, even in the dry, lots of incidents always at Singapore. With these conditions, it's more difficult. As Connor, wheel to wheel contact there with Connor and Donster. Connor manages to get through. As I said, very aggressive, as I predicted. Now 1.6 back on Invade. Another safety car at the right time, and Connor's right back in this. 1.3 the gap between JTK and Husky, and then another second back to Blue Doggy. Almost a second back to Seth. And Toki a second and a half behind Seth. Lots of gaps opening up. We'll stick with Connor, who's actually moving his behind very quickly. And actually, Liam has gone through on the Donster there. Oh, but has gone really deep. And we'll have to give that position back, and has done. So Connor a second behind Invade now. Again, JTK putting in another fastest lap of the race. Looking very strong. There's a huge advantage to being at the front in these conditions as well. You've not got any spray, you've got good visibility, clear track. On a rinse in the IRS there. If you're going to make the move, if you've got room, he's getting squeezed, he's going to have to go on the outside. Try and break late and take the inside. Just about does. Contact again. This is not going to end well if these two carry on like that. But Connor's got through. Hey, we saw that, a little bit of a weave in there. A bit naughty from Connor. Well, up to 7th now. But now's where where it starts to get infinitely more difficult, because there's a bigger gap. He's got 2 seconds to make up just to get to Mike, and then overtaking the likes of Mike is going to be very difficult. Mike's probably as aggressive driver as you're going to see, as Invade and Liam are side by side. And he did manage to get through on the Donster eventually, and looks like he's got through on Invade here, and has done. As JTK another fast lap. As I say, when you're at the front, it's so much easier in these conditions to just, dictate the pace of the race. And I took a second, almost a second out there already. The gap between himself and Mike. Mike has dropped quite far back though to Mintoki, so the gap between Connor and Mintoki is about 4 seconds. So after he gets past Mike, should he get past Mike, that's not the easiest pass you're ever going to see. Mike, very, very aggressive on both offensively and defensively as a driver. You've got to really pick your spot with Mike. Is it somewhere tight where he still thinks he can come out in front? He won't give you any room. Which, you know, that's his style of driving. I'm not criticising it. That's just the way he drives. Oh, Jessek's in. Back in the race, Jessek. There we go then. We've seen these two have incidents before. Connor's ran really wide and Liam's gone through. That was that's what happens when you're racing side by side with Mike. It's very, very difficult. And he's managed to hold Connor off, and Connor's lost a position, back down to 8th now. Look a bit further up. So the close battle near the top is for the final podium position between Blue Goggy and Seth. It's right on board with Seth. You can see it's fairly close. Liam's managed to go through on Mike there actually. If we go back down to this battle, there's 3 of them in a row. We'll go on with Connor at the back of the 3 and see what happens here. Yeah, Mike again slowing Connor right down on multiple touches. Oh, this is going to end with somebody in the wall. Yep, there we go, and both in the wall. We saw that coming. Both very aggressive. You know, Mike's not going to give anything away. We've got a VSC out. Connor is going to be very unhappy. That's a 10-second penalty for. I think he gave Mike a bit of a shunt there. After the fact, Liam, unfortunately, they got a drive-through penalty. For speeding under the safety car. That's not good. Can't take his drive through yet, so if he comes in the pits, it's a mistake. Yeah, that's a mistake from Liam. Well, I think everybody's coming in the pits actually. Yeah, everyone's going to start changing tyres. Let's check. Also, Liam was on the inters. That's interesting. Oh no, he's just gone on to them. Let's have a look. So, Liam and Seth, also Mike and Invade have gone on to intermediate tyres. I'm not sure it's that time, you know, for a crossover. Still looks very, very wet, the track. And now, oh, Liam with another drive-through for speeding under the safety car. I guess when you've got one, you're not really worried about the second one. But because of that VSC, all that, and the Donster is now in the lead of the race. JTK very, very close. The Donster didn't pit in. Probably thinking that everyone's going to have to pit in anyway, so I might as well stay out and wait until it's my actual, you know, pit stop. He's going to lose out to JTK pretty quick. JTK on those fresh tyres, but they're both gonna, if everyone's gonna stop again, he's only doing one stop where everyone else has done 2 or more. As you see JTK go through, it's probably a good strategy from the Donster, to be fair. Connor not coming in the pits. I think he's going to stay out until it's time to change his tyres. Let's drop back a little bit. So Husky, who's in 4th, is actually currently in 3rd, just based on, you know, Connor having that 10-second penalty. It's a big difference maker. There's Liam taking his drive through. Connor, just letting the others that are faster than him through, which is okay. That's the right thing to do there. Let's see if Seth gets through. Oh, Connor a bit all over the place. He's probably got damage, Connor, if he's not pitted in. Yeah, again, that front left end plate is gonna cost him time. You see definite damage there. And I'm sure he's absolutely seething. He sat there with steam coming out of his ears, probably, just because he tried to get past Mike. He was being very aggressive, Connor, but well, that coming together, you knew it was happening. Neither one wanting to give up position. So Husky now closing in on the Donster. As JTK puts in another fast lap. Just looking at the track. Still a lot of puddles, a lot of standing water, but it does look like just a little bit of a line, a racing line coming, and so you might see a change of tyre eventually. Connor's gone on to the intermediate. Seth, who's the furthest forward on intermediates, he's dropped back here from Blue Goggy. He's not managed to keep up, but he's not dropped back by that much. He's only a second down as Husky goes through. And Blue Goggy goes through also. There's a Donster on those older wet tyres. Seth now right on the back actually. Could we be getting close to the crossover? A caution is set to 1. That looks like a Ferrari of Liam actually. Or it might even be Connor. Let's quickly go down as Connor coming out of the pits. He's trying to get some heat into those tyres, really struggling. Back down to Seth getting past the Donster. Big battle here for second place. But while all these are battling, look at JTK, 4.6 seconds in front. He's absolutely smashing it. As Blue Goggy goes through into second. He's got Husky and Seth right behind. So I think Seth on those this is the interesting one here. Seth on the intermediates. It's made for an interesting race here because I'm not so sure that the track's ready for the intermediate tyres yet, but he's certainly keeping up. So you'd say that going at roughly the same sort of speeds, both sets of tyres. And if the track does get drier, then those Inters will have a distinct advantage. While everyone pits in, he might be able to put in a couple of really quick laps, pitting himself and an overcut. Once you're relying on the fact that there's not going to be a safety car, which is always it's always a bit dodgy here at Singapore. But yeah, you can see he's very, very clearly keeping up. Look at the rest of the drivers. You see Mintoki there in 6th position. Just very, very steady there in 6th. Difficult circumstances as regards the weather. He's very much holding 6th position. Liam goes through on Connor, and I think JTK has got this one in the bag. But caution in sector 2. That is Connor. Let's see what's happening there. He's got front left damage again on the wing. I can see him pitting in and return. Oh, he's going to bang it into a wall? No. He's just going to try and get back to the pits as quickly as possible here. And I see him retiring in the pits. But yeah, JTK. Let's have a quick look at JTK, shall we? We've not seen much of him because he's that far in front. He's having a race of the highest quality tonight. And because he's so much quicker, you can see he's not having to take risks. He's not having to go too close to the wall. That's very interesting. Liam has done the fastest lap of the race on intermediate tyres. That says to me that people will be pitting in soon, although JTK has just put in a purple sector 2. So yeah, Connor has retired from the session. Didn't get in the pits, I don't think. I think he smashed it into the wall. And we've got a VSC. So virtual safety car, you'll still save some time if you can get in the pits while the virtual safety car's out. Just don't speed under the safety car. Let's see. JTK's still going to stay out for a little bit longer. He's got plenty of time in hand. He's got almost a 10-second gap to Blue Goggy in second. And we'll see with those Inters putting in the fastest lap of the race so far. That's going to make for some interesting developments. The Donsters decided to pit in, so Mintoki moves up into 5th. I'm going to assume that the Donsters putting in, yeah, he's put intermediate tyres on, so he's going to be looking to go for now the rest of the race on those tyres. Whereas people on the wet tyre, as you can see, there's still quite a few out on the wets. In front of him, they're going to have to stop again for Inters, you would imagine. So, as I say, I think this could be a big brain play from the Donster to make up positions here with an undercut. Seth's going to have to try and get a move on now, as we see the intermediate tyres doing well. So Seth's going to have to try and get past Husky and Goggy. They're all going to have to pit in again at some point. I don't see Seth Inters. You see he's gone off racing line there. He's probably just trying to cool the tyres down a little bit. Going through what's left of standing water. It was the early driver to, the earliest of the drivers to pit in and put intermediates on. See what sort of time now. This is the first proper fast lap since the virtual safety car, so we'll see what sort of time he can put in. He's kind of stuck at about anywhere between 0.3 and half a second behind Husky at the minute. 3 seconds for the Donster for multiple track limit warnings has put his quite intelligent strategy in jeopardy there. That 3 seconds, while it doesn't seem like a lot, could make the difference at the end of the race. We'll see. We're past the halfway stage now. As again, Liam has put in a fast lap on fairly new intermediate tyres, so I think that's just showing you now that people will pit in soon enough for those inters. You would imagine, at least. I'm keeping an eye out to see when JTK comes in. He's going to come in, and if nobody else pits, he's going to come out possibly 5th. But we'll have a massive advantage. Stayed out. What is everybody else going to do? Everyone else is staying out too. This is where Seth has got to use what he's got in those tyres, and he has. He's gone through on Husky. So up to 3rd position now, Seth. This is good. And closing the gap on Goggy, trying to get as close as possible. And we'll try and make the pass on Goggy as quickly as he possibly can. As I mentioned, he's probably going to have to pit in at some point, but if you can get past Goggy and pull out a few seconds, chance of an overcut maybe, while they're warming their tyres up. Interesting to see. He's very close. He's about the same distance back as he was on Husky in the last lap. Husky's just dropped back slightly, so I think we can safely say that we're in intermediate territory right now. The rain is still coming down quite forcefully, but, and you see still a lot of spray, but seems like the Inters are the tyre of choice. Just a slight touch there between Seth and Blue Goggy, and that's 3 seconds for Seth for multiple track limit warnings. These conditions very difficult. It doesn't take a lot, so that could put his strategy in jeopardy too. We'll have to see in the long run what happens. 10.4 seconds, the gap between JTK and Blue Goggy, and it's looking really good for JTK. As Mike and the Donster are side by side. There they are. I think the Donster's got a... No, Mike is on the inside. So he's going to hold that position. The Donster and Jesek just behind. Jesek, who managed to connect eventually. We're in 9th position, Jesek. You can see the gaps starting to open. Let's get back down to Seth, who's going to still try and make the pass on Blue Goggy. Not able to though, not quite. The Donster, of course, is on those fresh intermediate tyres, so we definitely have better pace. Mike's no slouch, of course. Ooh, bit of oversteer there. This is, of course, a battle for 7th position. Extra points always nice. Let's quickly get back up and see Seth. Oh, Seth ran really wide there. Again. I mean, JTK hasn't pitted in. I guess he doesn't need to. He can react to if anybody else pits in. if he can make those tyres last the whole race, then fair play to him. He doesn't need to pit in. We'll see what he does. He's absolutely dominated this race. He's looked the fastest by far. As Husky side by side going through on Seth there. So Seth down into fourth position. I'm sure those intermediates are going to be very worn, because he was using them a lot when the conditions weren't quite right. So that's going to be that could be tricky for him, as the Donster, he's gone through on Mike and Jessic right behind these two. Again, I think the Donster strategy is solid. I just think that those 3 seconds might come into play. That might cost him. He's not managing to pull away too much as of yet from Mike. That's no shame in that. Mike's very, very quick. You've seen he's very aggressive too, so got to be careful. Don't want another incident. Seth's dropped to 3 seconds back now on Husky, so looks like yeah, Seth's pitted in. Mintoki's gone through. Seth, I would assume, would put on another set of inches. Yeah. Slight touch of the wall there from Jessic. Kind of surprised. Clearly the Inters are the faster tyre, but people don't want to risk it. Just yeah, checking these tyres out, and yeah, everybody thinking about staying out. And we've got 10 racing laps to go, and that's 3 seconds for Mike now, which negates the Donster's penalty. But what that does is bring Jessic right into this. Caution in sector 1, and that's Jessic out. Jessic is out of the session. We'll see as Elmo comes round. There's Jessic on the left hand side. Is that an incident with Mike? Not sure. I'm trying to see if Mike's carrying any sort of damage. Yep, he is. So that was definitely an incident with Mike. Can't say who's at fault. Not even if I knew who was at fault, which I don't. I wouldn't be accusing anybody on the stream anyway. You know, just, you don't know. We've only got the view that we've got. You don't know what's happening in real time in the cockpit. If Jessic comes into the chat, we can ask him for his opinion, of course. So that's 5 out, 10 left. No safety car this time, which I'm going to assume JTK is delighted about. Last thing he wants is a safety car at this point. And I think that he's probably going to try and stay out if he can. I don't see why he would pit in. He's still going quicker than everybody behind him. If the tyres are, feel okay to him, then he might as well stay out and win the race. If he pits in, he's only going to move down positions, so yeah. Don't blame him at all. Let's go down to Husky, who's very close now to Blue Goggy, both on the full wet tyres. You see, this is the closest battle on track. Everybody else is spread out quite a bit. I think Seth and Invade are pretty close as well. But this is the main one, as we see it's Oh, Husky. Whoa, massive snap of oversteer. Just about keeping it under control there. And that's nicely done. Yeah, that could have been a race ender had he over adjusted, but he hasn't, and he's still within a striking distance. As Seth now puts in the fastest lap of the race on those new intermediate tyres, and passes Invade to take 5th position. Quite a long way back, plus a 3-second penalty on Mintoki, but take the fast lap, get an extra point. I'll be very happy with that. Already a second gap to Invade behind, so looking pretty decent for him. As you see from this camera angle, the rain has not slowed down, it's not abated at all, and it's been borderline dangerous to race weather conditions, that's for sure. 3 second more for Mike there for track limits. As Elmo goes through, let's just make sure no funny business. No, Mike is carrying damage as well, so that makes it difficult. As Elmo's down to 10th in the wall, so 3 cars gone side by side with Mike. 3 cars have been big incidents. 2 of DNF. All for aggressive driving and incidents, but need to be a bit more careful. And Elmo really struggling with damage now. Could be race over. Still going. I wouldn't retire if I were Elmo. I mean, 10th position is still a point. And that point could be massively important come the end of the season, but very demoralising. We've got Liam catching up to Mike now, and let's see how that gets on. Liam looking pretty quick. You see the damage there that Mike's got is not helping at all. Around those left-handers, very, very slow around those left-handers. There you go, a touch there between the two. This is very much holding Liam up right now. Oh, Mike into the wall. Liam's going to try and take the outside. Mike's hit the wall again. Oh, and there's another incident. Mike's in the wall, and Liam's gone through. That's the 4th incident that Mike's had this race. That's I think that's due to the fact he had damage and he hit the wall. As you see, he's got no front wing at all right now. He's going to really be struggling just to keep that car under control. As we go down, as we go up, to Husky, who's still very close to Gogi. This is the battle for 2nd place, and you imagine this is as high as either of these drivers are going to get. We've got caution sector 2, that's Elmo. As Mike's coming up on Elmo actually. Oh no, is that? Oh no, it's JTK about to lap Elmo. My bad. Elmo probably stayed out with that damage and not doing any favours. we see Mike in the pits. Won't have any of his time penalty taken off because that's 2 3-second penalties. So they won't take 5 seconds off in the pits. He will be stuck with that 6 seconds until the end of the race now. As he comes out of the pits, just a warning there for everybody. It's very difficult under these conditions coming out of the pit lane. You can see very close to the wall. It's easy when you're coming out of the pits in these conditions at this track. If you're not careful, you can damage your wing coming out of the pits, and then you go straight back into the pits for another wing. You've got to be slightly careful. So the Donster's closed the gap to Invade to 1.5 seconds, 1.6. So we'll keep an eye out for that. He's very, very close. As I mentioned, his strategy, I think, was the correct one. Just trying to take the one stop. A bit unfortunate with the track limits that he's got a 3-second penalty. So he's going to have to pass Invade on track. Whereas if he didn't have those 3 seconds, because Invade does have 3 seconds of penalties, he could have just stayed close behind and finished 6th. We'll have to see. We'll see getting close. He just can't get close enough to make that pass, can he? It's difficult for him. Mike now down into 10th. He's in a wall. Again, don't think it's worth DNFing. I didn't realise Mintoki had disconnected there, but she's back, and she's far enough in front of Seth to where it's not a problem. Yeah, Husky, very, very close, but as I say, not able to pass as yet, and running out of laps. He could probably brake a little later and try something, but it's very risky. Oh, you just tried it there. It's a caution in sector 1. I think that's Elmo. And that's Mike with the another caution. So Mike being lapped by the Donster there, I believe. Go down to that actually, because the Donster's really, really close. We're looking to get past Invade here and just definitely have the tyres. Those intermediates will be good for him. I think Invade's been out longer as well, so just a bit closer, and we'll be able to try and make a move. Not long to go though. We're on lap 29 now of 31. There's 3 racing laps for these guys to make their pass if they're going to. Husky now just quickly getting close, but again not close enough. Back down to the Donster. Battle for 6th position here. Ooh, sliding around a bit there, the Donster dropping back ever so slightly. End of sector 3. Very, very close. These have just started lap 29, by the way. So he's got 3 laps to try and make the pass. It's like he's struggling a bit with the tyres though. And that's another 3 seconds actually for Invade. So now the Donster knows that he's gonna, if he can stay within 3 seconds of Invade, he's gonna take 6th position. As long as he doesn't get any more penalties himself. We've got to try and play it a bit safe here. Mike's retired from the session in the pits, which I don't see the point. If you finish the race, then he gets a point. Liam's just put in the fastest lap of the race. Back up to Husky in third position, looking for second. He's about as close as he's going to get without actually passing now. It's just so difficult. He's going to have to try a late break or something with just 2 laps to do this. But how risky do you want to be? You've got a podium in the bag. Do you really want to? Do you really want to risk it all on a possible DNF? I think a bit of a touch on the wall there from Husky as well. Okay, no damage as I can see. There it goes on the inside. Oh, and there's a touch. Oh, Blue Goggies ran wide. Just about the safe side of contact there. Neither were massively affected. Gap to 4/10 again. You see he's having a real look. Down to the Donster as well, also trying his hardest. Wants to finish in front on track. And they're doing a good job of defending. The Donster's going to have the inside line here. And again, contact between 2 cars. We've seen this multiple times during this race. As Liam again a fast lap, 141.7. Absolutely flying at the minute in 8th position. Now, will the Donster try and make the pass here? No, he stays away. JTK has started the final lap of the race. Obviously, look to see what he's doing there, nearer to the end of his lap. Husky dropped back to a second behind now. I think he's taking 3rd position, but here comes the Donster. Got the line. Nice pass. Very, very patient, but also very clean, and that is a really, really good pass there from the Donster. Let's see if Husky can get any closer. I think even if Invade gets through on the Donster now, he's not going to pull out a 3-second gap. This, of course, the battle for 2nd position. Husky running out of time, running out of track. Has got to make a move, if he's going to make a move, as soon as possible. I think get over the bridge and try and get him on one of these straights, but it's difficult. There's no real difference between the performance of the 2 drivers. I think the big chance was there as Liam again puts in a fast lap. Absolutely flying. As we see JTK come over the line, and he's finished the race in 1st position. Won't get the fast lap. I'm not sure that he's overly bothered about that. That's 25 points more than Connor tonight, which is huge, as Blue Goggy takes 2nd. Husky 3rd position. It's Mintoki looking for 4th position. A really, really good race tonight for Mintoki. Staying out of trouble. Just making sure, as Elmo finishes, of course, as well. Seth with 5th position. And here comes the Donster. It was pulled out a 1.6 second gap. Very interesting tonight, strategy-wise. I think the Donster got it right, to be honest. Staying out as long as possible, and then switching to the Inters. Good enough for 6th. Invading 7th. Liam's going to come round. He's put in a purple sector 2. Like I said, I've been absolutely flying since he made that pit stop for the intermediates. He was just too far behind. But he's going to get 8th position and the fast lap, so 5 points, 5 big points for Liam in the Ferrari to help Husky in the pursuit of the Constructors' title. And here he comes over the line for 8th position. And that will wrap up the Singapore Grand Prix. It was very interesting. A great watch. Singapore can be a little bit short in terms of action sometimes, but not tonight. That was an absolutely cracking race. Lots to talk about, lots of incidents, and we've got to pick a driver of the day. And very difficult. There's a lot of contenders. But I think it's got to go to the main man himself. I know he's popular, and rightfully so. It's going to go to the Donster. The Donster, for me, is my driver of the day. 11th in qualifying. That really, really good pit strategy. And it's managed to get him 6th position, which I'm sure he'll be delighted with. I'd just like to say, before we leave you, don't forget next week we have Brazil, Interlagos, so look for that. Yeah, Mark, what a great race, mate. The fact you did the one stop like the Donster as well, I think that was massive. I think that made him a big difference in the race standings. The fact that you did one. Yeah, you did actually. The Donster did his as if it was just like a normal race strategy, and obviously it worked for him. But you did yours really early and just stayed on those tyres. But 7th place, got to be happy with that. That's what, 6 points on debut. I don't think you can be too displeased. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Got Brazil next week, as I've just mentioned. Round 14 of 16. All to play for still. Yeah, I'd be very happy with that as well. I don't know why it's gone automatically into another qualifying session. Don't worry about this. But I mean, yeah, definitely. This is a very high standard, the league too. So for you to get such a good debut race is very impressive, I must say. But we're going to call it there, and we're going to say that's enough for tonight. As always, my thanks to Hella High for the opportunity to commentate on the race, and as always, I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday for Brazil. Same time, same place. You've got to tune in. You know it's going to be spectacular, and we'll see you all next week.